Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and before I get going, I want to remind you of something else. Look, we've been fighting this thing for over a year now, and the reason I can't speak for everyone, but the reason I've been fighting this whole SEC versus Ripple thing is that it became very clear to me from 2013 to now that there's been a concerted effort to prop up Bitcoin and Ethereum and to not give the industry a level playing field. And I just knew in my gut before I even started looking into these things that there were some powerful forces behind it. And so I decided I was going to take it on myself and work with whoever wanted to try to figure out how we could break this thing apart. And break it apart we will, and have done, in my opinion. But listen. And I've never wanted to hurt. I want to make sure everybody understands this. I've never wanted to harm Bitcoin, Ethereum, or any other digital asset. All I've ever wanted is a level playing field. But these arrogant, greedy SOBs have wanted to keep that from happening. And for that reason, I've been fighting the good fight. And I will continue to fight the good fight. We will finish this thing. Okay? But in the midst of that, until we finish this thing, I will not stop exposing the truth, because these people are not truth tellers. These people are liars. And part of the lie is, oh yeah, we're trying to build a trustless network, and that's what you hear out of Ethereum. It's all about transparency. You hear that from Bitcoin. Oh yeah, transparency in the financial system. Well, but they don't want to show you who Satoshi is, and they, trust you me, they do know. There's a trail to it, and I found the trail. I didn't find the trail. Wheezy found the trail, and I'm helping to lead you down the path. Now, and they don't want you to know who the disguised whales from the Ethereum ICO are, but they want you to believe that they want this new financial system, this new transparent financial system. And it just ain't so, folks. These people are not telling you the truth. And look, part of the reason I've stuck with talking about Ripple and XRP all along is the only people that I can tell that have been being transparent and honest in this thing have been Ripple. And meanwhile, you have all of the people that are on the Bitcoin Ethereum side that are pointing at Ripple and saying, well, they're not being telling the truth, when the exact opposite has been true the whole time. That's why I've been like, is everybody taking crazy pills? Because they're saying, here's what we have, here it is in the escrow. The other people with Ethereum, they won't tell you who's got what. With Bitcoin, they know, trust me, they know who Satoshi is. None of them would have put themselves on a line like this if they didn't, and they don't want to go down that trail of who it is. What's the reasons for all of that, folks? So here you have this right here. These guys, Wheezy has given it to them on a silver platter right here. There is a Homeland security agent who has said, yep, one of our aggressive agents wanted to go meet with Satoshi, and it was 4 guys in California wanted to go meet with him. And so they did. All these Bitcoin people who have been telling you to buy Bitcoin, and all this, okay, those same people, whether it's Chamber of Digital Commerce, whether it's an Anthony Pompliano, those same people will not go anywhere near this. Why do they not want anybody to know? If there's a trail to it, why don't they want anybody to know who Satoshi is, folks? Why not? That's all they care about is transparency. That's what's so important about Bitcoin, remember, is how transparent it is. You know, down with the banks, right? So, anyway, I didn't file a Freedom of Information Act request, but someone filed a Freedom of Information Act request, and I was told that it was done. And I'm not saying that I have some inside source or whatever. I'm just saying I know someone who's filed a Freedom of Information Act request to find out who those Homeland Security agents met with. You want a boom? There's a boom. Well, here's another boom. Well, actually, before we do it, I want to remind everybody, look, folks, we've said all along, at some point, this SEC case is going to be over. And what are you going to be able to tell your grandchildren? What did you do when you knew that this thing was on the verge? Well, I'm going to be able to tell my grandchildren and my great-great-grandchildren, because I'm building a dynasty here. And I believe it will be a dynasty because of what I believe is going to happen with Ripple and XRP. I'm going to be able to tell my children that I did own Ripple equity. I'm going to be able to tell my children that I did own XRP. A lot of it, okay? Because I saw this coming as far back, I won't say 2013. I'll say that my gut told me something in 2013. But my father, who was the official father of the Digital Asset Investor channel, and myself, I would say as early as 2014 or 15, got this, okay? And I'm not calling myself a genius. I'm just saying I happened to be paying attention at the time. Well, Link2, who is one of my sponsors, my understanding is that they do have Ripple private equity on the platform. I believe that the window on all this stuff is going to close sooner rather than later, in my opinion. I don't know that for a fact, but I think, look, with what happened last night, which is what I'm getting to now, and for those of you that don't know, the judge ruled that this, right here, it's from James Phelan, XRP breaking magistrate Judge Netburn denies the SEC's attorney-client privilege claims. The predominant purpose of the communications was not to provide legal advice. The documents must be produced. Folks, this is huge. So as you know, this is huge because I've said from day one, you're not going to see. Now, let me make a caveat here. You're not going to ever see, this is in my opinion, you're not going to ever see those Hinman emails. Now, that doesn't mean that the SEC will not try to pull some shenanigans like they've done from the start, which is phase one. Put out the emails, but basically have everything redacted and wait for the judge to tell them you can't do that. And then him and Hall and go back and forth and do that for weeks and weeks. These people are capable of anything because they're not honest. So that is a scenario. But what I'm saying is you're never going to see the names, the bodies of those email addresses, because I think these people I think there is some shady stuff in there. I think the stuff in there just kills their case. But I think it's worse than that. I think it exposes too many people. I think it exposes wrongdoing, maybe illegalities. I don't know to what extent. Now, here's the other part of this, folks. Here's what's not going to be in those emails. There could be people from the SEC who use their own personal email addresses to try to send out information that was going on in these emails, to send it out to other people who have other interested parties. So that part of this you won't see, okay? But make no mistake, folks. You better write it down. These people were using their personal email addresses, because now that we know how shady this whole operation was, you better believe some of them were using their Gmail accounts and whatnot. Well, we're not going to see that part yet, okay? We're just going to have to stay tuned on that. So, James Phelan, who is not normally an aggressive guy, just gives you the facts. He says that decision is what Black's Law Dictionary defines as a body slam. How about them apples? Then we got John Deaton's law firm came in. I like this. Look how animated this guy is. Watch.
Breaking news! We won against the SEC today. It is sweet, poetic justice.
I'm going to talk
that is right.
over
The
this
secret
because of his
SEC emails that the SEC has been trying to cover up in the Ripple and XRP lawsuit, which could have determinations for the entire crypto market, has just been denied. The SEC was trying to hide the speech of Director Hinman of 2018 at the Yahoo conference, and they were saying it was deliberative process privilege, and the judge...
They weren't trying to hide the speech. They were trying to hide all the communications about leading up to the speech. Now, John Deaton, Judge Netburn, has been exceptionally patient and professional during this case, but even she has had enough of the SEC nonsense. She writes, The question is made unnecessarily complicated by the SEC's litigation tactics. The SEC has distanced itself from the speech to avoid discovery and sought to preclude Hinman's deposition on the grounds that whatever he said in the speech, it had nothing to do with the SEC's position. The hypocrisy is arguing to the court, on one hand, that the speech is not relevant to the market's understanding of how or whether the SEC will regulate cryptocurrency, and on the other hand, that the Hinmans sought and obtained legal advice from the SEC counsel in drafting this speech suggests that the SEC is adopting its litigation positions to further its desired goal and not out of a faithful allegiance to the law. And he says, wow, the one who is privileged with enforcing laws must be a shining example of adhering to those laws and not trying to win at all costs. And then Jeremy Hogan weighed in, wow, she used the H word with Jim, the H word, the hypocrisy. She's literally accusing the SEC of hypocrisy. And then Hogan weighs in again. This is not even a nuanced opinion. Judge Netburn tore apart every SEC argument from attorney-client privilege of the Hinman emails. That starts the 14-day clock for an appeal to Judge Torres, and if her recent orders are any precedent, things will move relatively fast. I expect the big Daubert motions today. Didn't see those yet. I was a little disappointed in that, but we will take this instead. All right, now, here's the other thing that's really important right now, and I mentioned it yesterday, I think, but from Crypto Law, John Deaton's law firm. 1 week from today, House Financial Services Committee, which is the oversight of the SEC's Division of Enforcement, they're going to have their committee hearing. And so this is so important. John Deaton wrote an open letter to the Financial Services Committee, and here it is. I write to you on this public platform hoping you will truly understand the damage being inflicted on innocent XRP holders. I represent 68,700 of those. We are users, developers, small businesses. Anyway, John has a whole thread on this. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but he's talking to these Congress people, okay, the ones on the Financial Services Committee. Now, he's given a list of those members, but I wanted to show you, this is the committee membership right here. I went and made a list of all, and you can grab them here because I did 2 tweets this morning. This one, not one person in Congress has called for an investigation of the SEC. House Financial Services Committee hearing oversight of the SEC's Division of Enforcement. This hearing is their chance. Elections are coming, and I copied all of them. I've put all of you'll see them throughout here. These are all of the Twitter handles of those members of that committee. And then I did another tweet, must watch for every member of Financial Services Committee before this hearing. And I put all of their handles right there. So you can grab these. Now be respectful. We're not trying to be disrespectful or anything, but make sure that you let them hear that you're watching. These people have got to call this SEC onto the carpet. They've got to. And we are not stopping until they do. And elections are coming up, and a lot of these people are in elections that are razor thin. So let them know that you're watching, but do it in a respectful way. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family that not one person in Congress has called for an investigation of the SEC. Not one. And trust me, a lot of them know it. A lot of them know all about this and haven't done squat. We're watching. The world is watching.